Does the Russia-Ukraine conflict risk pushing the world into World War III? U.S. President Joe Biden's decision to allow Ukraine to use long-range weapons to attack Russian territory has escalated tensions in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Raising concerns about the risk of World War III, the Kremlin quickly responded by adopting a revised nuclear doctrine and deploying new missiles, making the situation more dangerous than ever. The risk of World War III. Since the Russia-Ukraine conflict broke out in February 2022, the phrase World War III has been mentioned by many world leaders, warning that the war could escalate uncontrollably. During the election campaign, former U.S. President Donald Trump and his allies criticized Mr. Biden's foreign policy, saying that this could push the U.S. into a global war. On November 17th, after months of refusal, President Biden approved Ukraine's use of long-range weapons to attack Russian territory. This decision is considered a major turning point, going against the previous White House policy, when the Biden administration had feared a strong reaction from Moscow. Some U.S. officials said that this move could drag the U.S. deeper into the war, or worse, push Russia to use nuclear weapons. In response to this decision, Mr. Donald Trump Jr., son of former President Trump, wrote on the social network X that the current administration is pushing the world into World War III. Michael Waltz, national security advisor in Mr. Trump's future administration, warned that this is a worrying escalation and could lead to unintended consequences. Meanwhile, Valery Zaluzhny, Ukraine's ambassador to the UK and former commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, said that with the deepening involvement of Russian allies, the current conflict has taken on the character of a global war. According to him, the participation of North Korean soldiers in the war alongside Russia in 2024 is clear evidence, and World War III has begun. Escalating military tensions. 2 days after the U.S. decision, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed into law a revised nuclear doctrine, emphasizing that Moscow will consider any attack by a non-nuclear armed state backed by a nuclear power as a common, hostile act. The doctrine allows Russia to use nuclear weapons in the event of a conventional aggression against Russia or Belarus. On November 21st, Russia deployed the Oreshnik hypersonic ballistic missile, attacking the Ukrainian city of Dnipro. The Oreshnik missile, which is said to have a top speed of 10,800 kilometers per hour and an accurate range of up to 5,000 kilometers, is one of Russia's most advanced weapons. A U.S. official said the use of the Oreshnik was intended to send a message of deterrence to Ukraine and its Western allies. The aftermath of the attacks prompted the Ukrainian parliament to postpone its session on November 22nd over security concerns, and lawmakers were asked to limit their family visits to Kiev, the war situation, and the possibility of dialogue. The conflict is now entering a new phase of tension, with the U.S. announcing a $275 million security aid package for Ukraine on November 20th. However, concerns about the possibility of the U.S. cutting off aid after President-elect Donald Trump takes office have prompted Kiev to rush to strengthen its defenses. On the battlefield, Russia controls about 18% of Ukraine, including all of Crimea, much of Donbas, and key regions like Zaporizhia and Kherson. The counterattack in Kursk has also helped Russia retake many strategic areas. This puts Ukraine in a weak position at the negotiating table, especially as Mr. Putin has expressed interest in Mr. Trump's ceasefire plan, which includes the possibility of Ukraine making territorial concessions in exchange for peace. In a speech on November 21st, President Putin said that the current conflict has become global and warned that Moscow will take drastic action if the West continues to escalate an uncertain future. While both Russia and Ukraine are stepping up military actions, the international community is concerned that the conflict could spread beyond the region's borders. With major powers like the United States, Russia and their allies directly involved, the risk of World War III is inevitable if the parties do not seek a peaceful solution soon.